He was born a peasant, but ruled as a legend. In the sprawling, magnificent city of Constantinople, where East met West, one man dared to dream of an empire reborn. His name was Justinian, and his story is one of ambition, faith, and the undying pursuit of greatness. But before the gleaming domes and marble pillars, before the crowns and the conquests, there was just a boy named Petra Sabatius, born in the humble village of Taurisium in the Balkans. He was a nobody, a son of peasants in a remote corner of a vast empire. Yet within this boy burned a fire that the world had not seen since the age of the Caesars. He looked at the fragmented remnants of the once mighty Roman Empire and didn't see ruin, he saw potential. He envisioned a reunited world, a single Christian empire stretching from the sands of Syria to the shores of Spain, all under one God and one emperor. This wasn't just a fantasy, it was a destiny he felt called to fulfill. His dream was audacious, almost impossible, to restore Rome to its former glory. How does a peasant boy even begin such a journey? For Justinian, the path was paved with intellect and unwavering ambition. His uncle, Justin, was a high-ranking officer in the imperial guard in Constantinople. Seeing the spark in his nephew, Justin brought the young man to the capital, the heart of the world. In this city of 1,000,000 souls, Justinian received the finest education money and influence could buy. He devoured texts on theology, philosophy, and Roman law. He studied military strategy and the intricate dance of court politics. He wasn't just learning, he was preparing. His mind became his sharpest weapon, and his charisma his most valuable shield. While others saw a social climber, his uncle saw a successor. Justinian wasn't born into power. He built it, brick by brick, connection by connection, until he stood at the very threshold of the throne. When his uncle ascended to become Emperor Justin I, Justinian became his most trusted advisor, the true power behind the crown. Upon Justin's death, the transition was seamless. Justinian was no longer the nephew. He was the Augustus, the emperor of the Romans, and with his brilliant, captivating, and equally ambitious wife, Theodora, by his side, his reign began. It would not be an era of quiet administration, but one of magnificent transformation. He immediately set his grand vision into motion. His first task was to bring order to 1,000 years of conflicting Roman laws. He commissioned the greatest legal minds to compile, clarify, and codify everything into a single revolutionary work, the Corpus Juris Civilis, or the Justinian Code. This wasn't just a law book. It was the foundation of justice for a new age, a system so logical and comprehensive that its principles echo in the legal systems of the world today. But his ambition didn't stop with laws. Justinian looked at the skyline of his capital and saw a canvas. When the Nika riots nearly destroyed Constantinople and his throne, he didn't just rebuild, he created a masterpiece. From the ashes rose the Hagia Sophia, the Church of Holy Wisdom. It was an architectural marvel, a building so grand, with a dome so vast it seemed to hang from the heavens by a golden chain. Upon its completion, Justinian is said to have declared, "Solomon, I have surpassed you." It was a symbol of his power, his faith, and the glory of his new Rome. With his capital secure and his laws established, Justinian turned his gaze outward. The West, the heartland of the old empire, was in the hands of barbarian kings. He sent his brilliant general, Belisarius, on a series of daring campaigns. North Africa was reclaimed from the Vandals. Italy, including the eternal city of Rome itself, was wrestled from the Ostrogoths. A foothold was even established in Spain. The Mediterranean once again became a Roman lake. He dreamed of uniting a divided world, and he almost did. For a fleeting, glorious moment, the dream of a restored Roman Empire felt real. The Byzantine eagle flew over lands it hadn't touched in centuries. However, greatness is often shadowed by hardship. Justinian's reign was not without its darkness. The endless wars drained the treasury. The devastating plague of Justinian swept through the empire, wiping out nearly a third of its population, and casting a long, dark shadow over his triumphs. The Nika riots had shown him how quickly the love of the people could turn to rage, a crisis from which he was only saved by Theodora's iron will. She famously told him that the royal purple made a fine burial shroud, refusing to flee and inspiring him to stand his ground. He faced rebellions, conspiracies, and the constant threat of the Sassanid Empire on his eastern frontier. His dream was grand, but the cost was immense. He was a man building a new world, while the old one crumbled around him. Yet, through it all, his vision never faltered. He was more than a conqueror. He was a builder, a legislator, a theologian, and a patron of the arts. He ruled for nearly 40 years, a marathon of relentless activity that reshaped the world. He left behind not just conquered territories, but a legacy etched in stone, parchment, and the very fabric of Western civilization. So what is the true legacy of Justinian? Was he the last of the Romans or the first of the Byzantines? The truth is, he was both. He was a bridge between the ancient world and the medieval one. He preserved the heritage of Rome while forging a new identity for his Christian empire. Empires crumble, but greatness never fades. The walls of Constantinople may have fallen, and the Byzantine Empire is now a memory, but the dome of the Hagia Sophia still stands, a testament to his vision. The principles of the Justinian Code still inform our understanding of justice. His story reminds us that our origins do not define our destiny. It shows that with a powerful enough dream and the will to pursue it, a single individual can change the course of history. Justinian's legacy outlasts time, proving that what we build in the service of a great idea can echo for eternity. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you were inspired by the story of Justinian, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell for more tales of legendary figures from history. See you next time. Thank you for watching.